was one of the most chilling stories in paranormal history. Many strange reports of the supernatural, with witness testimonies. But was it true? Let's take a look back at the infamous Enfield Poltergeist story and find out what actually happened. Renting out a home in the North London area was the Hodgson family. Peggy was a recently divorced single mother of 4 children. 2 young boys and 2 young girls. In August of 1977, things would start to get real strange for the family of 5. While settling in for bed at around 9:30, Peggy heard a loud noise coming from one of the other rooms in the house. Assuming it was the kids playing a little too loud, she went to scold them so she can get some sleep. The kids denied it was them making the noise. Her youngest daughter, Janet, claimed it was their dresser making sounds. Peggy, assuming the kids were playing around, didn't believe them.
No, I don't want to hear another word. Now get back to bed, the lot of you!
Everyone was immediately startled by what they just all witnessed. Now frightened, Peggy rushed her kids over to a nearby neighbor's house. Wanting to put the scared family's fears at ease, their neighbors volunteered to check things out. After entering the house, they also heard the noises coming from the walls. Still unable to figure out what was happening in the home, the scared group decided it was time to get the police involved. 2 officers were dispatched to investigate the call. Once they arrived, one of the officers saw a chair move across the living room floor.
It came off the floor, or nearly a ½ inch, I should say, and I saw it slide off to the right, about 3.5 to 4 feet before it came to rest. I checked to see whether or not it could possibly have slid along the floor. I placed a marble on the floor to see whether or not the marble would go in the same direction as the chair did, and it didn't roll at all. I checked for wires under the cushion of the chair, and I could find no explanation at all.
Unfortunately for the Hodgson family, the police could not do anything further. This was not something they expected to deal with that night. Over the course of the next few days, more incidents seemed to occur. The family, along with their neighbors, witnessed other strange phenomena. They saw marbles and toys lift off the ground and then fly around in the air. This unordinary chain of events had spooked the family and made living in the home almost unbearable. Desperately looking for answers and a resolution for her scared family, Peggy reached out to different news publications in hopes they could witness the paranormal activity for themselves. And perhaps they could offer some assistance. News outlets sent reporters out to the Hodgson house quickly. As many as 10 people unrelated to the family observed unexplained incidents. The family soon would gain a lot of attention in the newspapers following the findings. Things would only get weirder for the family. Peggy's youngest daughter, Janet, soon became the center of attention. She had started to project a deep, graspy voice, similar to an elderly man. On those occasions, she referred to herself as Joe Wilkins.
Why can't Janet feel you?
I'm invisible.
You're invisible? Why are you invisible?
I'm a G-H-O-S-T.
Apparently, a man with that name did in fact live in the house previously. This Mr. Wilkins, who had died in the house, he claimed to be alive and well in the young girl's body, while speaking through Janet in a raspy voice.
When you hear the voice, and it comes out, where does it come from? Here, your throat?
No.
Where do you feel it comes from?
Back of the neck. Back of the neck.
And so it must be as if it's somebody else speaking then, when you hear it?
Yeah, behind us.
And do you get the feeling when you hear the voice that there is a person there?
Yes.
Yeah. And do they tell you much about themselves?
Not really, no.
They just tend to growl and...
Play around and sort of jump and be silly. Yeah.
I wonder, do you think there's anyone there just now?
Yeah, I do.
Who's that?
What?
Who's that, Janet?
Pardon? Stuart Certain.
Stuart Certain, and he's one of the voices.
Yeah.
Why do you think he comes and speaks through you?
To annoy us.
Does he ever say anything nice?
Well, don't know really.
Shall we try and speak to him? No. We'll see if he'll speak to us.
Yeah.
Is anybody there?
No.
Who's there?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
Her older sister Margaret also started to speak in a similar harsh manner. The investigators recorded hours' worth of conversations with Joe Wilkins. The voice being so unnatural caused many to wonder how it was being done. Was a man named Joe really inhabiting the young girls? Or was it some sort of elaborate hoax? Maybe even an undiagnosed personality disorder. As the case continued to grow in the media, more expert researchers visited the home attempting to debunk the phenomena. Magicians were called to the house to evaluate Janet. Spiritual mediums and psychics were sent to make contact with Joe. One of the main investigators who often ran experiments and believed the phenomenon claimed to have witnessed the girls faking things, such as bending spoons. Janet admitted to trickery, but only on a few occasions. The family claimed the phenomena was real regardless.
One night, I was standing here, there were about 11 or 12 people in the room, and I was standing talking to one of the members of the family, and in front of the settee, and the settee went straight up in the air and turned upside down, right in front of me, no more than a foot away from me.
How does it feel to be haunted by a poltergeist?
It's not haunted. Shut up.
Why isn't it haunted?
I don't know.
Does it frighten you, the things that happen here?
Oh, well, it did first, but now I've got more used to it. And you learn to accept the things that happen.
Some skeptics believe she may have simply trained herself to talk in a certain way. After 18 months of the supposed strange activities, the weirdness seemed to stop, and everyone was able to move on with their lives. The Hodgson family eventually moved out, and a new family would move in. The new residents claimed to get a weird feeling during their stay. The feeling was described as someone watching them. Also, they claimed to hear weird noises and voices, and insisted they had no prior knowledge of the previous family or their experiences in the house. However, once they were informed, they understood what was happening to them. They moved out the house just after a few months of living there. The sisters, as they gotten older, still claimed the haunting to be true. The case over time has taken on a life of its own. From books to TV shows and movies. What do you think about this story? Do you believe their story to be true? Are you a skeptic of the paranormal? Leave a comment below and let me know.